I'm very pleased to have Deputy Assistant Secretary Gary Matherne join us again today to do what has become an annual tax season voter and policyholder alert, in that we have tried strenuously to get the word out to policyholders all around Louisiana of the availability of the assessment that's put on every policy to be accessed, refunded, 100 cents on the dollar, either, as I do it, through a tax credit, 100 cents on the dollar tax credit, or a cash refund. And I want to point out that if property owners have not yet claimed their citizens rebate, tax time is certainly a good time to do it. It's not too late even to submit your rebate claim for assessments paid from 2008 through 2011. As of the end of last year, $260 million had not yet been claimed. That's 65% of the $400 million that has been assessed to all property insurance policyholders statewide since the first year's assessment immediately after Katrina and Rita. We unfortunately have seen $143 million of that money revert back to the general fund, move to the general fund for prescribing at the end of 2011 and 2010, and those dollars were from the assessments in the years 2006 and 2007. Claiming your rebate for 2008, 9, 10, and 11 is a simple process that can be done in one of the two ways I mentioned before. One option is to fill out a short rebate form for each year that you paid the citizen's assessment, which is Form R54001NS, and you can mail it or fax it in along with your insurance declaration page for that year, which shows the amount of your paid assessment. Property owners may also be entitled to a state tax deduction for having expended funds to retrofit their home, and in addition to that deduction, you can also apply for, have an inspection done, and get a discount on your property insurance premium for voluntarily building or retrofitting your home to comply with the Louisiana State Uniform Construction Code, which will also make your home more hurricane resistant. At this time, I'd like to invite Deputy Assistant Secretary Gary Matherne to give us his take on how this effort to reach policyholders has been going in recent years, and also some minor changes to the procedures that the Department of Revenue has implemented. Gary?
Thank you, Commissioner. Well, I'd like to mention to everyone that there is a second option in order to get the rebate taken care of, and that is actually to file it via your Louisiana income tax return. Certainly the Form 540 INS that the Commissioner just mentioned is available, but we also would prefer that you use the tax return itself, and that way you can get it along with your other refunds that would be coming to you if you have a refund that's coming to you. And we would hope that you would at this point. Remember, when you do file, either way, whether you use the form or if you use the return, that you actually include a copy of your insurance policy declaration page. Do not forget to do that, because that will stop your refund from being issued to you if you omit that. And also, do not claim the total amount of your insurance premium. Be very cautious with that. Only claim that amount that is the citizen's assessment portion that appears in your premium. So if you do claim the total amount, that will certainly delay your refund because we will analyze that and see that the dollar amount is incorrect. So we want to make sure that you get your refund, so let's not hold it back. Let's just go ahead and make sure that you only claim just the citizens assessment portion. Also, if you are a property owner and you have multiple properties, do not submit multiple forms. Only submit one INS form, and then there's a supplemental page that you can utilize to reflect every other property that you have, but submit it all at one time. If you submit multiple forms, then we will at that point delay your refund again. So again, we're trying to help you from having any delays in getting your money back to you. So think of those kinds of things that you need to do to help yourself by, one, using the right forms, or even better, filing on your tax return. And then, of course, certainly, if you have multiple properties, using one form along with a supplemental sheet. Another if you're really questioning what you need to do and or how you go about doing it, it's a very simple way to do that, actually. You can actually go out to the website, and I'll give you a web address, and that is www.revenue.louisiana, spelled out, .gov/citizens. If you do that, then that will give you FAQs on, answers for questions you may have, and of course the forms are out there also. So you certainly can go to that site and get all the information you need in terms of the citizens rebate that's available to you. The Commissioner also mentioned the State Construction Code tax deduction that's out there. I'd like to have Mr. Kent LaPlace come up and speak on that for a minute. Kent is our Director of our Customer Service Division at the Department of Revenue, and he'll give you a little bit of insight into what's available there. So Kent, if you would, please.
Good morning. The retrofit deduction is one that was initially passed by the legislature in Act 467 of the 2007 session, and it allows for a tax deduction to taxpayers who voluntarily retrofit their homes to bring it up to compliance with the State Uniform Construction Code. Again, that's voluntary. The retrofitting must not be a construction or reconstruction, alteration, or repair of an existing structure. Some of the items that they look at as far as in order to get the deduction are roof deck attachments, secondary water barriers, roof coverings, gable ends, roof-to-wall connections, opening protection, exterior doors, including garage doors. People who are eligible to receive these deductions are taxpayers in the state who claim a homestead exemption for the home being retrofitted. It must be property they own. It cannot be rental property. And again, they must claim the homestead exemption on the property. The deduction is 50% of the cost, limited to $5,000. Also, the deduction has to be, in computing this deduction, you have to offset it again against any other rebates or refunds you may receive from other agencies. As far as the proof you need to have the proof showing that the deduction is in compliance with the Uniform Code. We ask that you initially retain this information. Do not submit it with your tax return. If we need additional information, we will request it. This deduction is a tax deduction. It is not a credit, and it is deducted on your state income tax returns. Right now, you can claim it in the year that the work was completed, and if you have anything that qualifies from the years 2008 forward and you did not claim this deduction, you may file an amended return in order to claim the deduction. You can get additional information on this deduction from the Department of Insurance's website and the Department of Revenue's website, and those websites were mentioned just a little bit earlier. Also, the department has a revenue information bulletin, number 09-007, which has additional information on this deduction. In addition to the deduction, as the Commissioner mentioned earlier, some insurance companies will give you a break on your insurance. Now, the amount of the break is dependent on the insurance company, so you would need to contact those insurance companies to find out how much that deduction might be. But again, you're bringing your home up to standards to help it in the case of disasters or hurricanes. So, also on the Department of Insurance website is a brochure. Looks like this, where you can get additional information relating to this particular deduction. Okay?
Thanks, Kent. I do want to clarify something Kent said, and that is all insurance companies offer that premium discount if you retrofit your home to meet the new statewide building code standards. They were mandated to do that by the legislation that created the statewide building code, and have all filed their actuarial reduction, got it approved, and it's available to anyone who qualifies. To do that, you have to get an inspection done by a certified inspector and take that to your company through your agent to get your premium reduced according to that actuarially approved discount that each company has in place. Additionally, and probably this is the most important thing I can share with your viewers and readers, and that is our 800 number. We get lots and lots of calls when y'all do your stories after we do these twice a year reminders to policyholders. 1-800-259-5300 is our 800 number. That number again, 1-800-259-5300. And our website, which now has, I'm told this morning, a new page dedicated to accessing the forms necessary to get this rebate from the Department of Revenue, and that's at www.ldi.la.gov. A little shorter than what Revenue has created for the same purpose, but either will work. Ours again, www.ldi.la.gov.